Everyone by now should be familiar with the concept of AI. It can be a student's best friend during their academic years, and it could also be a business owner's opportunity to cut back on labor costs. Or it could just be a nice way for someone to pass the time if they're bored and they just like generating random images with a prompt they give. But is AI really all that's cracked up to be? I mean, we've made countless movies on why advanced technology is not always the best thing for mankind. A prime example being like Wally, for example. Everybody gets all fat in the floating chairs, and then they can't do anything for themselves, and then they can't get back to Earth. But, anyways, you can make the argument that AI is a good thing, but just because something's good does not mean it can always come without drawbacks. AI, in my opinion, is more of a detriment than a positive to humans, and we really shouldn't be so accepting of this newfound technology. There's a huge debate about what we should do with this new technology that's spreading like wildfire. There are many arguments for the pros and cons of AI. AI comes in many forms and in a technical sense has really been around for a long time. It just has never been as advanced as it has been now, and it continues to advance by the day. There's literal weekly, even sometimes daily changes to AI that is just absolutely insane. A prime example being like ChatGPT, constantly updating with new information. Back in 2022 when it was first released, it didn't really know a whole lot, but now everybody's using it to, do their homework or ask for prompts, spark ideas. It's really just evolved in that short of a span. So, what that brings up the question, what's going to change in 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, or even another 2 years from now? What will it bring exactly? Will it bring troubles and legal cases by someone faking a video by generating it with AI? Or will it discredit actual victims of crimes that need proof against their perpetrator, but the perpetrator uses AI to get out of that case? As a student in this new age of technology, I see AI being used all the time. Whether I'm scrolling social media and seeing AI generated art off Instagram, or if I notice a student using AI to generate their speech for the class Speech 160. AI seems to just float around in my life all the time, and that's natural because I grew up on technology. So unless if you're some old person that's managed to avoid technology until this point, AI is likely a part of your life. And even companies like Facebook, which, they own Meta, or even some musicians are taking advantage of this newfound technology. There are many pros and cons to AI, and one can argue there's more detriments to us as humans versus good that AI brings us. So, with that being said, let's dive into what AI brings to the table. I'm going to start out with my point of view, which would be the cons. So, the main thing that I think is wrong with AI is with how advanced it gets by the day, we're not going to be able to control it much longer. AI may get so advanced that at some point we will not be able to contain it anymore. And according to sciencefacts.com, there is actually an AI program called DALL-E that made a secret language by its own, unprompted, by the way. So it just made this completely random language that nobody could understand. And it was actually pretty hard to decipher. Like, for example, I have it pulled up here. It said Apoplo versatiles means birds, which I probably butchered that horribly, but that just goes to show how complex it is. So that's just one thing. And also, again, we made movies about this. Look at Avengers Age of Ultron. There's the AI program that became Ultron and destroyed the city of New York, which, again, that's a movie, fiction, but is it really that far away? Another main point to bring up is it makes humans extremely lazy. I mean, who wouldn't want everything done for them? But at a certain point, it's going to just replace what humans can do entirely. We see this with job replacement from AI, for example. There is an argument that AI might make new jobs, but it's really just a projection and estimation. The job losses are still in real time, and we have concrete evidence of AI replacing humans. And just last month alone, according to CBS News, we lost nearly 4,000 jobs due to AI because of the rapidly evolving technology. And that's just last month alone. There's so many cases where AI is replacing people, with accounting, with programming. People will program the AI and then they get replaced by it. That's insane. But yeah, it's in real time, and there's not really a concrete argument that AI is making jobs, and if that is, it's in the future. That we're in a bad economy right now. Jobs cannot afford to be lost. AI also brings up many ethical concerns, as I vaguely brought up with like legal cases, for example. Like I said, somebody could just easily generate an AI video of someone doing a crime and then take them to court. Who's going to know if it's real or fake after a certain point? It might seem very obvious right now with how AI is, but I still am expecting it to get to unreal levels to where we can't even differentiate. Another example is with schools and universities. They have to deal with the fact that students use AI to generate speeches, papers, projects, etc. This would be a concern if a student actually needed to learn a skill or knowledge to help start their future career. Like, I wouldn't want a doctor who cheated their way through med school to perform open heart surgery on me because they'd probably be type on their little computer and I'm like, and as for somewhere like the music industry, excuse me, some people use AI to generate songs that follow an algorithm to make a popular song. The problem right now is it has no creative spark, so it follows a certain pattern and it sounds very generic. An example of AI being used in the music field is Linkin Park released a new album recently called From Zero, and one of their music videos featured it being entirely projected from AI. So the entire thing was just made from AI. There wasn't a single bit of hand drawn like in their previous videos, which is absolutely bonkers. So while there is a lot wrong with AI, it wouldn't be right of me if I didn't mention the positive. If utilized correctly, it can make for a nice tool to assist a human in working, like if you need help brainstorming ideas, make concepts, or even work through a problem, like if you're just trying to solve a riddle or math. It's really a nice tool. AI can also be pretty fun to use. Some people use it to make popular TikToks using AI to generate stories or even images, or even a meme to laugh at. While there are some pluses to AI, the cons far outweigh the pros. As humans, we suck at self control and we allow the AI practically do everything it can for us. It's a slippery slope, and we may end up losing our grip on AI before we know it. So, really, we just need to come together as humans and just end AI altogether. I think we are advanced enough, and we simply just should not progress any further before it gets too late.